Hi everyone, I'm Joly Angel from Indonesia, currently studying computer science at INTI International University in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. In this video, we will explore a real-world case study that highlights critical lessons for the healthcare technology sector. A major cybersecurity breach at MedixSys Solutions, which is a Singaporean provider of cloud-hosted electronic health record systems. In February 2025, MedixSys experienced a large-scale data breach affecting more than 55,000 patient records from 17 clinics, including Silvercare Clinic Group in Malaysia. The main cause was poor security management, from delayed patching to improper encryption key handling. This video will walk you through the incident, analyze the security risks involved, and explain how proper policies and data protection measures could have prevented it. MedixSys Solutions is an established application service provider, or ASP, based in Singapore. Their flagship platform, MedixSys offers cloud-based electronic health record, or EHR, services to over 40 clinics and hospitals across Southeast Asia. MedixSys enables healthcare providers to manage digital patient records, automate scheduling and billing, access real-time patient data from any authorized device, and issue digital prescriptions and lab orders. One of their key clients is Silvercare Clinic Group, a Malaysian chain of elderly care clinics. All their sensitive patient data is stored on MedixSys' cloud servers. But unfortunately, this trust was severely tested when a cyber attack compromised the system. In February 2025, cybercriminals exploited a zero-day vulnerability in an outdated third-party plugin used in MedixSys' web application firewall. A zero-day vulnerability is a security flaw that is unknown to the software vendor and therefore has no fix or patch available yet. So hackers can exploit it before anyone even knows the flaw exists. As a result, the attackers gained admin-level access to the cloud database. They extracted encrypted patient data. Shockingly, the encryption keys were stored on the same server without proper protection. The security gaps identified include 1. Lack of a Security Operations Center (SOC) or a Chief Information Security Officer (CISO). 2. Poor patch management. A known vulnerability was left unpatched for 5 months. 3. Weak encryption key management. Keys were stored without vaulting or access separation. 4th, no SIEM or intrusion detection system. The breach went undetected for 9 days. 5. An unclear SLA. There were no terms outlining breach response time, liability, or notification requirements. The impact was severe. Over 55,000 patient records were compromised. 5 major clients cancelled or paused contracts. MedixSys was fined 1.5 million ringgit by Malaysian regulators. Operations were disrupted, with clinics forced to revert to manual processes, affecting trust and service delivery. This incident highlights the importance of having strong information security policies in place. Policies MedixSys should have implemented include timely patching and system updates in response to vendor alerts, role-based access control, or RBAC, to restrict system access, data backup and disaster recovery protocols, a structured incident response policy, regular security audits and penetration testing. The goals of these policies are to protect the confidentiality of patient data, ensure integrity and availability of systems, and minimize the damage from future incidents. Physical security is often overlooked in cybersecurity discussions, yet it forms the first layer of defense in protecting digital assets. For a cloud-based service provider like MedixSys, strong physical security at data centers is essential to prevent unauthorized access, data theft, or even service disruption. First, access to the data center should be strictly controlled. This includes biometric authentication such as fingerprint or iris scans, multi-layered access control systems such as ID cards and security pins, and 24/7 CCTV surveillance monitored by security personnel. These controls ensure that only authorized personnel can enter server rooms where sensitive patient data is stored. Second, protection from natural disasters like floods, fires, or earthquakes must be part of the infrastructure plan. This involves installing fire suppression systems and temperature control units, using redundant power supplies like UPS and generators, and choosing geographically stable data center locations to reduce risk. In the context of the MedixSys breach, the attackers extracted encrypted patient data. However, since the encryption keys were stored on the same server, physical access to that server, or a successful breach, allowed the attackers to potentially decrypt the data. This is why infrastructure security also includes proper encryption key separation. Ideally, keys should be stored in a separate, physically secure hardware security module, HSM, not on the same machine as the data. In summary, protecting the physical infrastructure is not just about buildings. It's about maintaining integrity, availability, and confidentiality by making sure that servers, keys, and backups are all physically secure from human and environmental threats. In the world of digital healthcare services, patient data is extremely sensitive and highly valuable. That's why encryption is a critical layer of protection against unauthorized access. MedixSys had indeed implemented encryption on their cloud database. However, their failure wasn't in the technology itself, but in how they managed the encryption keys. They stored the encryption keys on the same server as the protected data. This is like locking a vault, but leaving the key inside it. Once hackers broke in, the data was as good as unlocked. For encryption to be truly effective, it must be paired with key vaulting, which means storing keys in a separate and secure location, like a key vault or HSM, hardware security module. Separation of duties, so no single person or system can access both the data and the keys. End-to-end encryption, especially during transmission across networks. And of course, regular key rotation and audit logging to track every key-related activity. Without proper key management, encryption becomes useless. MedixSys forgot that even strong technology can fail if it's not implemented securely. Let's recap what we've learned from this incident. MedixSys suffered a major data breach due to weaknesses in their cybersecurity posture. While encryption was in place, poor key management rendered it ineffective. The absence of a SOC, a CISO, and intrusion detection systems meant the breach went unnoticed for 9 days. An unclear SLA worsened the response and led to significant reputational and financial damage. This incident proves that for ASP application service providers, security is not optional, it is foundational. Patient data is more than just digital files. It represents trust between healthcare providers and their patients. Every layer of security, from encryption to governance, plays a role in preserving that trust. When an ASP like MedixSys implements strong encryption, real-time threat detection, and clear policies, they're not just protecting information, they're building long-term trust and credibility. In the digital age, security is the highest form of service. because without strong security, users and clients cannot trust the technology or the services they rely on.